What's up guys, how's it going? We are back once again for another High Point video. A little bit of deja vu today. We are back once again in the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport here in the hotel at the airport. But something is a little bit different. It is a much nicer day, at least if you ask me. You can kind of see the city over there. Anyways, weather is looking really good today to head down to a high point. That is right, we are going to a high point today. We are not here for no reason. But it is once again not the highest point in the state we are in right now. Instead, we are heading to the south. So here's the deal. If you watched our last video where we went to the highest point in Wisconsin, you'll know this. We're in this part of the country doing high points right now for a very specific reason. See, if you haven't noticed already, it's basically winter time here. Well, not really, it's actually March, but it may as well be the middle of winter. Now, since we've done 32 high points, or I guess 33 at the end of today, our options are getting pretty limited if we want to just go out and find something to do. In fact, all of the high points we have remaining, other than Iowa, which is what we're doing today, have to be done between the months of June and August. That's only 3 months, so that's a really short time span. But seeing as we wanted to get something done now, we're here doing the literal last high point that we can during this time of the year, the highest point in the state of Iowa. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks for just a second. Iowa's highest point is Hawkeye Point, sitting at 1,670 feet. That makes it one of the lowest of them all. Iowa is a small but flat state that follows in the footsteps of a lot of similar bigger states like Illinois, like Nebraska, like Kansas, that are just so flat that the highest point happens to be at the westmost point of the state. And that's exactly where we're headed, the northwest corner of Iowa. Like many high points, we're going to spend most of the time going through the state of Minnesota. Well, I guess other high points we go through other states, but you get the idea. We're staying most of the journey in a different state until we get there. In this case, the Iowa high point is only 3 miles from the border with Minnesota. It's also pretty close to the border with South Dakota, too. We have arrived at the highest point in the state of Iowa. Now, incredibly, just there, if you see those cars moving, that is the exact highway which we took out of Minneapolis. We literally have not gotten off the highway this entire way, and it has taken us all the way here. Now here we are. This is it, the actual geographic point right here at Sterler Farm in northwest Iowa. As you can see here, the star is really pretty far from the corner, and that just shows how small this state is. We really are only 3 miles from the border. They've got a small mosaic here on the ground, and incredibly, they have also put up these pillars with every single other high point and the distance from this one. Over here we have what looks like a board full of some tourist attractions in the state of Iowa and their locations, as well as just generally a map of the state. You can tell it is very small indeed. Right here we have an old silo which has been made into sort of a picnic ground tourist attraction right in the center of the parking lot. Over here we have what they call a walk-through museum, and it's in an old barn. This is essentially just a museum of photographs and information about things that happened here, but they aren't necessarily related to the high point. I have to say, everything considered, from the museum to the silo to the point itself, this place is very well built up. In fact, I would hesitate to say this, but honestly, this may be the most built up high point that we've been to yet. It's clear that a lot of work has gone into this, and I just want to commend them for doing exactly that. I gotta say though, it's really cold out there. With that, we are going to end the video, but it must be said, we wish we could spend more time here and learn a little bit more about the history, but unfortunately it is so cold today, so incredibly windy, so snowy, so muddy, that it's just a little bit hard to do. With that said, this is an impressive location, and for that reason we are gonna have to recommend it to all of you guys on your high pointing journey, that you make it a priority. We are thoroughly impressed. But with that, we are gonna call it. This is high point number 33, high point number 33, and we are so glad that you've joined us on this journey so far. We realized a little while ago that that is a truly massive number, and we are so proud of it, and we can't wait to keep doing more. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment any feedback that you might have, and stay tuned for more high points coming very, very soon. Thanks guys so much.